So I teach new writers how to become writers. And usually when I tell people that, the first thing they say is something like, could you teach me? I've always wanted to be a writer. Or could I join your class? That's something I've always meant to do. Or could I check out what you guys do? Because I've always kind of had this idea for a story. So it seems there's a lot of us who have this hidden wish to become writers, but it's really daunting to know where to start. Writing seems like a really complicated thing. And that is because it's something that does take time and effort to get better at, but it's actually really simple to get started. See, the goal of writing is actually quite simple. If you feel your writing is worth your time and attention, that is good writing. So rather than getting worried about all the details that will come down the road when you get to them about how to improve your writing later, let's just get started with the most important thing, and that's just getting started with writing. At its core, writing is really just the creative process of telling a story about how someone overcomes a problem to get what it is that they want. So most of what I do with someone who's new to writing is just help them to find an idea that they feel is worth their time and attention to explore by writing about it. See, writing isn't just one thing. It's not sitting down and writing the story. Writing is a lot of things, but the simplest way to think of it is that writing is like two muscles. You have an ideas muscle, and you have a words muscle. And you want both of them to be as strong as they can be. You don't want one to be weak and one to be strong. And most writers make the mistake of jumping to the writing without really having ideas that have been developed or at least even feel worthy of their attention. So I would actually recommend spend a little bit of time working your ideas muscle first. And then once you've got some ideas to play with and they almost kind of create some momentum or excitement in you, then it's time to move over to the words muscle and start putting those ideas into words, which is your writing. So how can you get started as a new writer? Well, really, you only need these 5 things to get started, and then you can sort out the rest as you get going. It's like a journey. It's like you don't have to worry about a lot of those other things until you get to them. So just get started, and then we'll deal with the other stuff as it shows up and solve those problems as they come up. So what do you need to get started? 5 things. A character who wants something. They can't have it, so they do something about it, and then something changes because of what they do. And in fact, to get started, you only really need those first 3. You need an idea of a character, what it is that they want, and why they can't have it. Ask yourself, do you have a character in mind that you feel would be worthy of your attention of sitting down to write about? If not, we need to get that. If you do have the character, do you know what it is that they want? If you don't have that, we need to get that sorted out. And do you know why that kind of character can't have that thing that they want? If you don't know that, then we need to start there. If you already have those 3 or even 5 things ready to go, I'd say you can just start writing. And then when you bump into some of the other problems, I can help you out with those. But if you don't have in your mind yet the idea of a character, what they want, and why they can't have it, let's start there by diving into what I think are the most helpful things to create a character, the 3 things of their skills, because that will determine what they can or can't do in terms of getting what they want. Their personality type, which is just a fancy way of saying the patterns that they have, and their backstory. So if you don't have a character, let's play with those 3 things: their skills, their personality type, and their backstory. Once we know that, then we can create a want for them, and then we can custom tailor a reason why that character with those skills, that personality type or patterns, and their backstory can't have the thing that they want. And then that's going to kind of inform what they're going to do about it, and then probably inform what's going to change as well. But really, I just try to help writers find the momentum to get writing and to find the things that they feel are important enough to invest their time in writing about. If you want to become a writer, it's easy to get started. All you need to do is build up that ideas muscle and begin by creating a character that you feel is interesting enough to write about, a want of theirs that you feel is compelling enough for you to write about, and a reason why they can't have it that you think, this is worth sitting down and exploring and telling the story of them trying to overcome the problem to get what it is that they want.